So, very good morning here on a Wednesday, and I hope you have a fantastic start into this day. And let's start with some breaking news. As you know, this format is to inform you to have the best start into the day, to know what's going on the market and what to look for today. And today we have a very, very exciting day, because not only we have fantastic earnings just of last night, and today is a very, very important day, guys, because today after the market closes, we are looking into the Tesla earnings Q3, and we shall see how the innovator of electric car manufacturer is doing this quarter. Okay, but let's take it step by step. First of all, make sure to thumb up this live stream if you are, happy with it. Okay, consider to like up. This is always appreciative. And first of all, let's talk about the stimulus, because this is like the overall news, right? It seems like everybody is waiting that there will be a tweet by either of the parties saying, we have a deal, right? But as of yesterday, there is, let's say, okay developments. All right, so they say they make progress, they will continue tomorrow, and there's some big difference that remains. So it seems that it's news, but not really news, and something is basically not really moving forward. But hey, what to do? That's diplomacy, right? So that's politics. And if we are looking into the futures, the market actually, thinks that what the hell, let's be positive. The S&P futures are 0.7% plus. Dow Jones futures are 0.64% plus, and the Nasdaq futures are also up, as well as the Russell. So so as you can see, this back and forth and this slowly getting closer to each other seems to work for the market so far. In terms of economic calendar, let's say if we having something that is important today, so this is something that I always just have a look on, if we saw or we can see something that can impact the market by today. So as you can see here, the high impact events are, for example, the consumer price index year over year in Great Britain. That's rather for the European market. Then we have the President's Lagarde speech, which is always important, because last time when she spoke, it's always that the assurance of that the ECB in Europe definitely will have enough tools in terms of monetary policy to help slowing down economy, and this is what we expecting. Further than that, we have a consumer price index year over year also in Canada, and retail sales month over month change. So as you can see, there's a couple of things, but not like groundbreaking. Tomorrow will be again let me see, where is it? Here, the jobless claims, which will be surely interesting again, but this didn't impact the market that big. Anyway, so we have earnings, and therefore let's have a look into those disappointments of last night, which was Netflix, right? Netflix lost about almost 5-6% aftermarket, and that's because the subscriber growth was not so great. Okay, so what the market expected actually 3.57 million, but Netflix growth only 2.2 million. So the question is Netflix slowly saturated, or was the expectation just too high, or a mix of both, right? It could be also a mix of both. Definitely here a disappointment. Also revenue was as expected, but earnings per share was lower than expected, and that's why this stock is sold off. On the other side, we have a big winner, which is Snap. So the company behind Snapchat, the camera company, right? How they call themselves, just announced a first profit, which was fantastic. The stock went up 20% after hours. They had 1 cent profit versus expected of 5% loss. Also a little bit more revenue, $680 million versus 555 expected, and they are having also a little bit more daily active users, which is very important for their as a metric for social media companies here. That was at 250 versus 244, and average revenue per user, ARPU. So if you are always wondering what this means, this is the average revenue per user, which actually says, okay, how much revenue they did divided by the user, and then you can see, okay, you can compare it to other social medias like Facebook or TikTok if you have those numbers, obviously. And those was also positive here, $2.73 versus 2.27 as per FactSet. So company's net loss fell to 200 million, down nearly 12% from 227 million net loss last year. So as you can see, positive on the front of Snap. Then we have our second channel. Make sure to follow my second channel, guys. I'm posting there every single day as well. So don't miss any further content over there. We have Tesla earnings, guys, okay? And this is something that is quite interesting because Tesla of the last few days just went in one direction, which was down, okay? So let's have a look into the stock real quick just to show you what I'm talking about. Yesterday, again, it fell 2%. Let me just zoom out a little bit so you can see that. And as you can see, it's definitely on way down. And this is the longest losing streak since 7 months, guys. Okay, so it seems that people or the stockholders are a little bit bearish on the stock right now. Though I think that the Q3 could be quite surprisingly well, though expectations are quite high. So this is the fight that bulls and bears will have today at Tesla earnings, right? But let's have a look here. We are having an expectation of 0.82 earnings EPS, obviously. The consensus is 0.5. Then the revenue is $8.2 billion. And if we are looking into those numbers of the previous earnings, then you can see here in the Wall Street consensus are in gray and the actual results are in green. So you can see the last quarter was definitely a big surprise. Then the quarter before was just a little bit under. Then the quarter before was better. So it's always a little bit of back and forth. But if you're looking into the Q3 of 2019, for example, then it was a little bit lower than the consensus, but Q3 2018 was, for example, much better than the consensus. So it's always, a dance between what the people are thinking about the Tesla earnings and what will be delivered. And as I said, Tesla stock falls ahead of earnings in its danger of longest losing streak in 7 months, guys. Okay, so quite interesting. Moreover, we have oil price falling because there's surprisingly a bigger stockpile than expected, and it's always about expectation and delivery. So here we have more oils than we have expected. So that's why the oil price is going higher if you are interested in commodities. And China's vaccine is, the vaccine is always a very political topic because, where you want to get your vaccine from. I heard so many companies or government institutions that are receiving already some vaccines, right? Or politicians from China, from the Middle East, and so on. So in Russia as well, obviously. So this is the question, how this further goes. I think it stays interesting, but definitely just a couple of months away, and then we should have a very bullish pattern for the overall situation with the vaccine. So I think that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to smash that like button and follow me on Instagram if you don't want to miss any further content. Wolf of Dubai Danny. Have a fantastic day and take care.